Although today it sits in silent ruin, the guns of Beacon Hill Fort once guarded Britain against invading naval forces throughout 2 world wars, and even has ties back to as far as the Tudor period, where King Henry VIII personally visited the town, leading to the first phase of its fortification.
Harwich in Essex has a long military and naval history, with its name even deriving from the Old English word Herwick, which means military settlement. Due to its strategic coastal position, it's long been the target for enemy invasion, and so developed a number of fortifications, one of which, the Harwich Redoubt Fort, we actually investigated last year, where we recorded a number of seemingly paranormal events. Today, however, our focus turns to Beacon Hill Fort, the largest and oldest of the fortifications in Harwich.
In 1543, King Henry VIII visited Harwich, and in seeing its strategic position, commissioned the construction of 3 blockhouses, one of which stood near the current Beacon Hill Fort. These timber buildings, however, were abandoned within just 10 years, only to be briefly revived in 1588 upon an increasing threat from the Spanish Armada. Unfortunately, the site of these blockhouses no longer exists due to coastal erosion. In the early 19th century, a number of buildings and a gun battery were constructed to support the nearby Redoubt Fort to the north, but once again, within a matter of years, the sea also claimed these buildings. It was in 1887, when tensions between Britain and France were at an all-time high, that the Secretary for State of War ordered the construction of a new artillery battery at Beacon Hill, which was completed in May of 1892. This was to be the largest incarnation of the fortification, including underground magazines, shelters, ancillary buildings, and was armed with the state-of-the-art weaponry for the time. During both the First and Second World War, updates and improvements were carried out to ensure a formidable defence against any German forces planning an invasion on Britain, before its decommissioning and retirement from military use in 1956. The entire site then sat silent and derelict for over 60 years. In 2018, the fort was purchased by Paul Valentine and Barry Sharp, who have worked tirelessly in clearing the site of brambles and preserving the structures for future generations to enjoy. In that time, a handful of investigations have also been performed by a number of paranormal groups who claim to have picked up on small amounts of activity, most notably EVP and disembodied voices.
So in 1999, the body of a young man was actually found in one of the tunnels here, and he'd been completely burnt to death. Now, although no foul play was found in the autopsy, his death remains a mystery. Now, the consensus is that he set himself on fire. Whether that was through suicide or whether that was through an accident, no one really knows. But the most morbid thing about it is that whilst this place was derelict, his body had been laying down here for about a week, and there'd been local children that had come in and obviously playing in the area, and they'd started to mutilate his dead body, which is pretty disturbing. Now, again, because it's only, just over 20 years ago this happened, it's still living memory. He was a real person, he's still got a family, so I don't want to kind of go too far into whether his ghost is haunting here, but that's a pretty brutal way to go, being burnt alive and then having your body mutilated afterwards. So whether, I don't know if there's any kind of remnants of his spirit here or any kind of residual energy from his death, but it's certainly something, you know, that did happen here, and it's something that could potentially tie into the hauntings. So it's only the first tunnel we've been in. What are you getting so far?
I mean, I don't know if it's because it's daytime, but it's certainly creepy, but it doesn't feel necessarily scary right now.
No.
But I definitely think that, you know, when we go back for the night investigation, like, that's going to be a whole different level of...
Well, so even when we went to the Harwich Fort during the day, it just seemed like a nice place. As soon as it gets to night, it is
literally like it switches.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Yeah, I'm happy here at the moment, but I can't see myself wanting to spend too long down here.
There's a whole day.
Yeah, actually maybe, don't spend too much time down here alone. But it's, it's certainly somewhere that I think as soon as the lights go down, this place will come alive. It has got that feeling about it. So the thing is, this place, obviously, it was never used in battle. There was never any kind of really intense military activity here other than people being stationed and the anticipation of war. So it's not, again, the sort of place you'd expect to be haunted. You usually think of battlefields or, you know, places where really extreme events happened. However, as we found at the Harwich Fort, exactly the same situation, never used in battle, but we had loads of really weird events happen there. So I am kind of hopeful for this. And I think sometimes maybe just paranormal activity just happens in places. Maybe there isn't a historical link.
For all we know, the land before could have some sort of history.
Well, that's the thing, we go all the way back to Tudor here,
exactly.
So it's like...
There could be stuff that's underground that we don't know about that's still giving off like residual energy.
I've got a really good feeling here. It's so big as well, so it's not like we're just confined to a room.
There's so much to cover.
And
the fact that we're going to have all of it to ourselves.
3 people in here for the night. And one thing I think we're going to have to do, literally because we've got so much ground to cover in such sort of amount of time, we are going to have to split up.
Yeah, which is absolutely terrifying. But, you know, at the same time...
We'll do short straws for the tunnels. But,
yeah.
Although James isn't here at the moment, so maybe we'll just give James a short straw in the tunnel.
Do you know what? Yeah, James can have all the tunnels. That's his fault for being not here at the moment.
But I can't wait. I think it's going to be probably one of our biggest and probably most tactical investigations as well, just to cover the whole area.
Well, I think it's also going to be quite a popular video when it comes out, because obviously the amount of people that are visiting here today and that are interested in the history and everything like that. And when we were filming some bits up there, I was talking to a lady and she said that, you know, there's got to be some sort of paranormal activity here because it's so
it's even when it was all derelict, it was still like a huge part of the Cooney. Like the kids used to come and play here, and it was still, although it was just sat in ruin, it was still important to Harwich.
And like what happened with the gentleman in the tunnels, you know, that's still a part of history, and that's still perhaps something that could have some residual.
Maybe it is just the continued human activity here that's created something.
A week later we returned for our investigation of Beacon Hill and began by placing 5 locked off night vision cameras in various parts of the fort. We then proceeded to start the evening in one of the museum rooms, which contains many historical artefacts unearthed at Beacon Hill over the years.
Is there anybody here at Beacon Hill Fort tonight? My name's Luke, this is Sophie, and that's James. We've just come here to visit tonight, visit the fort. Myself and Sophie came here last week, but I know you probably get a lot of people walking around here, and these days a lot of people trying to come and communicate with you, which is what we're here for tonight. Do you recognise any of these artefacts in this museum? Did you maybe use some of these?
Read up or something?
Can you make that sound?
Obviously we've got the port not far over there. There's a lot of load of rumbling noises.
Yeah, I'm not getting anything in here.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Should we move on to the tunnel?
Yeah. It's creepy, isn't it?
It is now, it's dark.
My heart just literally, my heart rate went through the roof and look on.
Is there anybody down here? Any soldiers? It is creepy in here, isn't it?
It feels kind of like tomby.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about us being here. We've literally just come to visit. We're friendly.
We mean you no harm. We just want to in some way.
As far as like general sounds that could be people, there's nothing that sounds close enough.
No. So we've just set up 3 motion sensors in this corridor here, 3 consecutive motion sensors. Sophie, if you just want to walk through them just to demonstrate how they're going to go off. So, yeah, hopefully they'll get triggered. And we've got a camera.
We continued our way throughout the fort, stopping off to investigate a number of the buildings and huts along the way, before arriving at the second section of tunnels where we proceeded to set up a REM pod and audio recorder in the room with a locked off camera. After visiting each area of the fort with no activity, we decided to split up in hopes that this would garner some kind of evidence.
You ready?
Ready.
Go in the tunnel. I found when we were in the tunnels earlier on, like the bigger section of tunnels, it was like, I was fine as long as I was looking at the LCD screen, but as soon as you look away from it and you realise the actual scope of the place you're in, I was like, I'm actually here, it's not just the video I'm watching. I remember before when we were filming somewhere, and it was so dark we just had to use night vision. You just have to like trust that what's on the screen is like what's actually there, like you're not about to walk into something.
So what way am I going?
You're down that way.
Down to the tunnel.
Okay.
All the best.
All the best.
Cool. Right, see you all in sooner rather than later, hopefully.
Yes, don't die.
Yeah, the only thing about coming up to the top of the tower is obviously it's not the kind of place you can run out of if things get scary. But I just felt drawn up here for some reason, I don't know why. Okay, so I'm alone up here now. It's just me. My name's Luke. Just want to say that I have the utmost respect for you for defending Great Britain against the enemy. Huge amount of respect.
Off I go. On my own. Not sure why I'm doing this. Hello. My name's Sophie. I've come down here on my own to talk to you. I've got a device in my pocket here. If you could just come up to me and touch it, it'll let me know that you're here.
There's the other tower. So I'm sort of the furthest point away from Luke now, who's up in that one. Oh. I think that might be him looking out here. I've got the thing in me of wanting to avoid going into the tunnels, but it's the reason, in case something creepy happens, but it's the reason we're here. Alright. Whee! Almost stack it, that's a good start. Hello? Every corner I'm turning around, I feel like something's going to be there. Alright. Fucking hell. Come on. Alright. So now I'm in the furthest back corner of the tunnels. This is the room where we have everything set up. This also happens to be the room where we believe a man may have burned to death, or commit suicide, or possibly something more sinister.
Thought I heard a shuffle behind me. This is so creepy. It constantly feels like I need to look behind me to make sure no one's there. Come on, do something. Anything, just a sign that you're here. No, I'm getting out of here, I can't. So, I was stood here. I can't go with that. And I'm dead certain something just blew. No, I freaked out. I got to leave. Something just blew in my ear. And there's no wind. I've got to find the boys. I can't do this. James?
You alright?
Where are you?
It's Luke.
Oh, mate, nah. You need to go in that tunnel. Something blew in my ear. There was no wind, nothing. And it freaked me the fuck out. Huh? I'm gonna go back. You're gonna go. Huh? You're what? Are you coming back? No, nah. I'm genuinely nah. Right. Do you want the K2?
Did that go off at all?
No, it didn't, which is really weird.
I'll take that. If you want to just take that.
Yeah.
Turn it off when you get back.
Yeah. Okay. Honestly.
Shortly after venturing alone into the tunnel, I was joined by Sophie and James, which yet again led to more unexplained activity.
Was there someone in here earlier that scared Sophie?
Maybe you're still in here somewhere.
My legs are literally shaking. I'm terrified.
You're really sketched out.
Yeah.
Who's in here? Make a sound from where you are, as loud as you can.
You're not used to having women in here.
Right.
No. No, I need to get out of here.
What happened then?
Something definitely just blew my ear again.
Same thing?
Same thing. Same here. It's been pretty much the same thing. No, I need to get out of here.
Who's in here with us? I know maybe you don't mean it offensively, but you are scaring my friend.
Come on, you got Sophie out, now get the rest of us out of here.
James, could you come here quickly? Just, does it feel like it's colder in this corner, or is it just me?
No, it does. It's way colder.
It's colder in this corner, isn't it?
Why that corner of all corners? Is that hole in the... What's that? No, that's just a...
It's a indent. It is definitely colder though.
Yeah, it is. You right? Sophie? You right?
I feel sick. Like, I'm so freaked out right now. I'm really trying not to cry.
It's definitely a temperature drop in this corner.
What? It's weird of all places why there. That's like right near the exit.
Yeah.
Is this up from up there?
It's all sealed up.
Well, Sophie was saying it was in facing that way, so...
That was the same place twice it's been, right?
I decided to turn the locked off camera around so it was facing the area where Sophie had heard something whisper in her ear, as well as where an unusual cold spot was felt. As the activity appeared to have dropped off, we returned to the other section of tunnels on the opposite side of the fort.
I heard that.
Hello?
There was a knock on the wall in here.
Is there a gentleman down here with us? Could you speak again?
Did you say something touched your leg?
100%. Come here. I'm trying to see if I can find, literally, like that, right on my knee.
Really?
Yeah. And that's why I looked at the wall, because I wanted to be sure that there's nothing sticking out like I caught it. There's nothing. Whatever is here doesn't fucking like me, obviously.
Our investigation of Beacon Hill Fort came to a close, and we couldn't help but wonder if the reason for so much of the activity surrounding Sophie was due to women not working at the fort during its operation, and maybe a number of former soldiers were curious as to why she was there. It's also possible that being a fort containing many young men that some may have felt an attraction to her. Either way, although on a very low level, we all believe that something strange is indeed occurring at the ruins of Beacon Hill Fort.